Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be going over that tricky stuff I mentioned earlier that can happen with the scanner class. So let's go ahead and talk about this. In this code, we've set up our scanner object, it's called AF, and we prompt the user to enter an integer. We grab the integer, right, using nextInt, and we assign it to blah, and then we print out your input and what they inputted in blah. Now we input 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5, and the output only grabs the 1. Because remember, nextInt grabs the next integer up to that next white space. Let's go ahead and do a demo of this just to prove that's how it works. So let's do a nextInt, enter an integer. What is this? I'm trying to put int into a string. Let's do that. Value, let's just do value and value. So I'm gonna compile this way. And let's go ahead and input 5 values separated by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by space. And you'll notice it only grabs the 1. Okay, now how can we grab all of it? Well, how do I grab one number with nextInt? What's stopping me from using nextInt to grab the other ones? So that's exactly how you do it. So right here, notice the class and the main method are taken away because we just want to focus on this nextInt portion. We prompt a user to enter an integer. They enter 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5, and we create multiple variables and we call nextInt multiple times. So the nextInt grabs the first value up to the white space. The next nextInt grabs this next value up to the white space, so 2. This one grabs the next nextInt, which is the 3, up to the white space, and they assign it to their respective variables, blah, blah 2, blah 3. So when we print it out, it's blah, blah 2, blah 3. Okay, let's give it a try. So let's go ahead and grab 1. Let's make another one, int value 2 is kb.nextInt, int value 3 is kb.nextInt. Compile, and let's go ahead and print out all 3 of them. Whoops. Value 2, value 3. There we go. Compile. Enter integer 1 space 2 space 3, 4, 5. And there we go. Now, can you go ahead and modify the code to grab both the 4th and 5th one and add them? Pause the video right now. Think about the challenge. I want you to grab the 4th and 5th one as well and add them. All right, were you able to do it? So there are multiple ways of doing this, and there's no one right best way. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. I could do this. Right? And then I could print them out, or I can add them right here. And I can print out right here. Added value, added value. So if I compile and I run it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is 4 plus 5? That should be 9. Right? That's one way of doing it. Or what I could do is I could actually replace this variable with this right here. Right? If you've taken math, this is just like substitution. We're substituting. And let's go ahead and try it out. Oh no, what happened? Huh. Oh, that's right. So remember, PEMDAS, addition, it's all addition, and it happens from left to right. So added value is a string. That means concatenate with value 4, which is a 4. So that becomes a added value 4, which is a string. Concatenate with this is a 5. I need to put this in parentheses because I want to do that first. All right. See, it's okay to make mistakes. Even teachers make them. There we go. Added value 9. So that ensures I add first and then I concatenate PEMDAS. Now, another way to do it actually is to do it like so. Instead of creating variables, we can actually just print out whatever next int returns. Okay, so we don't have to create variables. We would want to create variables if we want to do something else later with these values. But wherever I see value, I could just put that right there. Okay, I'm not going to modify this code. I just want to let you know that that is possible if you want to grab multiple values. Now, finally, the thing that most people have trouble with, it's this next line command in white space. So let's go ahead and talk about that. In here, I prompt the user to enter an integer, and then I grab that integer. I then prompt the user to enter a name and try to grab that line of the string line that they enter, and I print out the number they enter, space, and their name. But I can only input 20 and then it stops me. It's a little hard to explain on a slide. Let's go ahead and try this out. So what I want to do is I want to input an integer. Let's see. Is there a tool to comment all of it? F8. Oh, there we go, F8. Okay, excellent, F8. All right, so I'm gonna prompt the user to enter an integer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab that integer. So another int, let's just call it that. Okay, and then I'm gonna prompt the user to enter their name. First and last name. And I'm going to grab that name. Because it's first and last name, I have to use next line. Okay. So I'm joining them. This is grabbing their name. This is grabbing an integer. And now I'm going to print out a message. Whoops. Print line. Let's go ahead and print out the number, a space, and then their name. Now watch carefully what happens. So it tells me to enter an integer, where this line of code, line 15 right there, and then I go ahead and put 20, and I press enter, right, to enter the information. Now it should be asking us to enter your first and last name, and it does, but it doesn't let me input it. Right? In fact, it just printed out the number I entered. And I swear, I didn't press anything besides 20 and enter. So what happened? Well, I have a slide for that. Whoops, wrong way. So the problem is that the next line picked up the \n after we input our integer. So remember, to enter my integer, I had to type in the number 20, and then I had to press enter. You can think of that enter as putting in a \n after the 20. So you can think of it as doing 20 \n, with the \n being the enter. So one solution to this is to use a throwaway next line to pick up the \n enter. And you see it on the slide. So we have the prompt to enter an integer, we grab the integer, we have the prompt to enter the name, and we use this throwaway next line. The only purpose of this next line right here is to pick up the \n that is inputted into the input stream when I do my number and then press enter. That way, this next line of code, this next line, can grab my input. Let's go ahead and see it in action. So, let's see it do it right here. So this is going to be a throwaway next line. Because I'm throwing it away, I don't need to store it anywhere. I just want this to grab it and throw it away. So then I'll do string name is kb.line. So this one is a throwaway, grabs \n enter out of input stream. Okay. And this one is going to grab actual input. So let's go ahead and see that right now. I run it. I enter an integer, 20. I'm at line 15. And when I press enter, the next enter line 16 is going to grab it. And then proceed to enter my first and last name. Now, you didn't see it, but line 19 also ran at this point in time. In fact, that's what is allowing me to, it's waiting for me on line 20 to grab that next line. So I put Charles Wong, and there on line 22, it prints out the number we input, 20, right here, a space, right here, and then the name. Okay, so you can use a throwaway next line. You don't need to store it into any variable in order to get rid of that \n enter and keep getting prompted as usual, per usual. Okay, so remember next int, next double, next and next line, and hopefully you're going to be ready for your Mad Libs project. Again, feel free to reference the slide. The slides and video are here for you to help you with your project, as well as me and your peers in class. Thank you for watching this video, and moving on to Unit 2. Take care.